Jorge Hernandez, Solo and U.S. Combat Sports here with Yoel Gonzalez, 1-0, about to be the main event here on Friday night at a Wool Warehouse. How you doing?
Doing good, sir. Feeling great and ready to fight, so I can't wait.
How has it been the last couple of weeks? Have been kind of a roller coaster ride with you, with, you first not even knowing that you were going to fight, then you had Matthew Baca get injured, and now you're filling in the spot. How has last
great,
week?
because I'm always training, so I'm always ready either way, so whatever comes, we're always prepared.
The first time I interviewed you, I asked you what your style was, and you said it was nearly perfect, and that's what you nearly were in the last fight. I mean, there was a moment where you were down in the canvas. Do you think it was just because you weren't too careful? But from then on, you dominated.
Yeah, I think what happened there was they called us out while we were still wrapping our hands, and they didn't really give me much time to warm up. So when I went in there, when I saw a straight right, I went for it, and then I left my hand down too, and then I was like this, standing like this. So it was more of a balanced situation than anything. Because you clearly see I got up and shook my head. Everything was good.
You're one of two Cuban American fighters on this next card. How does that feel to be one representative, and how do you think the people, especially here, have embraced you, despite the fact that you're not the typical?
I think they treat me the same. They're good people here in Albuquerque. They're like brothers and sisters like everybody else. So they're nice. They help me out, and I help them, and so on.
Tell us about, just living here. How long have you lived here?
I lived here for about 10 years, and I enjoyed every year, man. It's so calm. I'm not a big city person, so I like it here.
So where are you originally from?
I'm from Cuba.
And how was that transition here? Did you live in Cuba when you came to Albuquerque? Or?
Yeah, I lived in Cuba until I was 8, and then I went to, my dad got me and took me to Florida, Miami, Florida, and we lived there for about a year, and then we came here. And we came here just because of family, we had a couple of aunts here, so that would come.
How did you get into boxing then? Was it passed on from the family, or was it just something that you wanted to take on?
My dad gave me a choice either of baseball or boxing, and I tried baseball, but I didn't like it at all. And then I was always a rowdy kid in school, so I was like, hey, why not? Maybe I'll like boxing. That's how I started.
You had a pretty outstanding amateur career. You had about almost 70 fights, right? And not even double-digit losses, which is very good in the amateurs.
Yeah.
And you were in the national championships and only lost by 1 point. So, do you feel like you're more eager to demonstrate or perform as a pro just because of that, or do you think it's an easy transition from the amateurs to the professional?
I think it's really quite easy because I've always had that pro style, so it makes no difference to me. It actually works in my favor because of the style and smaller gloves, more power and more speed, and I think it's just a lot better.
The guy you're fighting here, John Herrera, he's a decent fighter with a record of 1-1-1. How much do you know about him? Have you seen him fight before?
Yeah, I've seen him fight. He's a outstanding fighter. I think I've seen all 3 of his fights, and he has 1-1-1. But to me, he'd be 3-0. Honestly, yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. He's a real good defensive fighter, and I honestly can't wait to get into it.
So it's Friday at the Wool Warehouse here in Albuquerque. You're the main event. How does that feel? You've only had one pro fight, but the first pro fight you had was on the biggest fight card in women's history with Holly Holman and Sophie Matisse. So
that feels pretty good. I mean, I'm honored to be a main event, even though it's so soon. But I think it'll be worth making me the main event, because I'll give you guys a pretty good show.
It was you and Leonardo Sanchez, the 2 Cuban American fighters here that are fighting on Friday's card. What can you tell us about Leo? And have you guys built a special friendship or anything?
Oh yeah,
because of this
Leo
Cuban
has
background?
always been friends since kids, pretty much like family. His dad and his mom are like my uncle and auntie, so we're family wise, and we always hang out. He's a good fighter. He needs to work on things just like I do, to perfect it. But we're gonna shine in this state, Mexico and get back everything it's given us.
So tell the people, Friday, Wool Warehouse.
All right, well, I'm fighting Friday at the Wool Warehouse on the 1st, and I'm going to be the main event, so hopefully you guys can make it. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Bettis Collision Center and Southwest Bully Pits. They sell the coolest pit bull dogs you can ever imagine, so if you're into that, check out Southwest Bully Pits. Thanks.
So Friday at Wool Warehouse, Yoel Gonzalez is going to be in the main event with John Herrera. It should be a pretty good night of cards. There's still tickets available as well. We'll have the ticket information up on our website. So Yoel Gonzalez, best of luck. Thank you very much for joining us. See you guys next time.
Bye.